Hello, hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday. It's a flying afternoon for me, so I'm getting ready to go paragliding, which actually I'm realizing this painting, this is one of my favorite shamanic paintings, but this figure is what the synchronicity inspired, but I just realized that I put wings on this variation of Goddess Newt, and I think I painted this after I started paragliding, but I'm not really sure. Hi, Shelly Ann. So I wanted to pop in because I have been doing a meditation, divination process every morning. I have a space set out just in the middle of my living room with my Great Mother March painting and other sacred objects, as well as oracle decks. I use a pendulum a lot, and I asked Great Mother for some cards the other day, and they were all amazing. And then every morning I sit down and ask if she wants me to focus on one of those cards. This morning she took me to another card, which is this White Rose of Shekinah from this Radiant Creatrix deck. Hi, Karen. Creatrix Awakened Guidebook. Oh, it's really good. But I wanted to read this to you, and I wanted to spotlight this painting and communicate to you all how just like how inspired the creative frequency coaching training is. I was sitting on the porch again this morning. This porch is becoming quite the temple oracle. It's where I got the Great Mother March calling. But I was sitting there with Todd and talking about how really when we look at the headlines these days and look around the world at what's happening, I said really it could all be tied back to the point in space-time history where we severed the logical mind from the intuitive creative mind. We even called it the age of reason. And at that point, which I think was over probably decades or hundreds of years, right? But there was a transition where we moved from a species that was aware of our connection to everything, our interconnectedness, where we followed our inner guidance and our instincts and our intuitions. And we paid attention to the signs and the symbols and the way that the great mystery was speaking to us. And we threw all of that out the door, made it wild and crazy and woo-woo and witches and all the things, demonized that part of our awareness. We made art product to hide the transformational, that's just coming to me, hiding in plain sight the transformation that's available to each of us when we take back and own and get to know. And I'm picturing like hopping on it like a horse. Dawn Troxel, anyway, she just got married and has a new last name. Anyway, waiting for us to remember everything that gets illuminated when you align with your creative frequency, the energy, the spirit of life, which is to create. And for me, my entire career has been inspired by this knowing. First, I thought it was 2012. Then I thought it was, COVID, clearly, these times that we're living in. But I have been passionate about nurturing and developing this creative mindset, connecting people to the creative spirit, reminding as many people as possible, including myself. Apparently I need lots of reminders because that's why I'm teaching it, right? Reminding people as much as possible that they are here to create. You are here as a creator. So of course, in the grand game of life as an infinite being who's got nothing but time, we've chosen to hide our deepest, greatest truth, our way out of this fear-based us versus them mentality right in plain sight. It is through color and shape and form and dance and rhythm and movement and painting and art and self-expression that we bring ourselves into balance and remember who we are. Okay, so that comes back to this card. So I pull this card and it says, amidst the grand tapestry of existence, the white rose of Shekinah beckons us to embark on a wondrous journey of self-discovery. It's more about who we are as a collective. It's who we are as people who are leaning in and intending to live from our heart space and then linking arms and creating change together. That's what this creative frequency coaching training is, like, above and beyond, right? Karen, Shama Mama, and I saw... Oh, it's all Karen. Okay. So any of the coaches can tell you that the community, the support is worth the price of admission, right? But it's remembering that we're in this together, that together we rise. That's the key. This separation and this us versus them and the greed is just trying to wake us up. Okay, so self-discovery. The call echoes through the ether, urging us to turn our gaze inward, to seek the boundless cosmos nestled within our very being. For it is within the sacred temple of the feminine divine that we shall find the respite we seek, a sanctuary of hope, love, and peace that shall guide us through the tumultuous currents of time. This is why I paint. This is why I am lit up, inviting as many people as possible into their own sacred and personal painting practice to connect to the creative frequency. And if you want to be in any way, shape, or form a part of this frequency, for yourself first, it has to be for you first. Deep personal transformation, a journey of self-discovery. You are so much more than you've been led to believe. And this is the undercurrent of the creative frequency and this training, together circling up to remind ourselves how powerfully creative we are and how simple it is to nurture this light within, this truth that you are an infinitely creative being here to create life as art. And what we're seeing is life as war, life as a battle, life as a pitting one person against another, one group against another. That is not truth. We remember by nurturing the part of us that has always remembered, that has never forgotten, but that has been swept under the rug, that has been buried, that has been burned at the stake. Yes, this feminine creative energy that women and men and all genders possess is wanting to be awakened right now. And that's why you join the Creative Frequency Coaching Training. I am going to mince no words in saying that it is completely life-changing, and that the women you meet in this highly engaged training, where we meet every week, every Thursday, 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern, for an hour and a half, every single week for 8 months. Imagine yourself on the other side. Canvases and canvases, layers and layers, a new creative freedom that has you lit up and inspired and creating change in other aspects of your life and radiating that creatrix energy out into the world, encouraging others. Creative frequency coaches want to be the change we want to see in the world and then radiate that change, create space through our workshops and online programs, coaching, healing, women's circles, create space that is unconditionally loving and supportive and that honors each person's unique expression, acknowledging our interconnectedness, the seamlessness of life between our individual selves and nature outside, and the color and the symbols and the unseen realms. This is the invitation. Hard to describe in a title, but it is your invitation into this boundless spaciousness, this mystery and ongoing self-discovery that is being offered. So go to whitneyfreyastudio.com if you're feeling any of these words, and I'm speaking from my heart, and any of the coaches can tell you that this is the reality of what this invitation is. And the world needs us now more than ever, as many of us as possible. And when you join this training, you're going to be a part of our big January marketing, our Yes Extravaganza. You're going to be a part of my book, Rise of the Dark Goddess. You're going to be part of creating the Creative Frequency Oracle deck. Like, you join a circle of mostly women and some men that are living from their heart. The vaster spaciousness of our heart, so much vaster than our mind, dropping into our whole body, moving and creating in unison with everything that's possible. So I cannot encourage you enough. Look at the information, email me, comment below, ask other coaches, but don't not join out of fear. Don't not join out of like financial perceptions. I have continuously invested frightening amounts of money, which this is not a frightening amount of money, into what I know to be true for me and what I would like to expand, and I always get it back. It's how the universe knows you're committed. It's how it can pour into you when you surrender to the call and make yourself available. Everything is energy. Like attracts like. Create the change you want to see in a circle of others who see you and understand you and support you and will be the wind beneath your wings. Just love it so much. Okay, sending you all so much love. Bye.